declared na mukhang kailangan na mag-adapt, lalo na mahihirap na bansa tulad ng Pilipinas. I hope we answer that question.
All right. Thanks, ma'am. And thank you to our experts. Now, so our first question came from the Adamson University. Now, for our next question.
Yung matatapang, ayun.
All right, from the University of the Philippines.
Sagot nyo na.
Good morning. I'm Rage Gonzalez from UP Diliman. Anyone could answer? I just like to know if is nuclear power plant a good source? Can we say that it's a clean source of energy? And is it possible to any parts of the Philippines to be put up?
Well, nuclear energy is clean, at least on the greenhouse gas. Walang masyadong emission. But the issue of nuclear is safety. So they thought before, if we are a country that is prone to earthquakes, you see what happened to Fukushima, Japan na ngayon, ganun na nangyari. Imagine if that will happen to our country. So I guess, that's, in terms, let's say, on climate change and greenhouse gas emission, tama ba? Wala halos. Very, or kung meron man, very minimal. Pero safety is an issue.
Can I have a follow-up question, ma'am?
Sure.
How about Palawan? Is it okay to put it up, put it there? Because I think there's no fault there.
Okay, you think of Palawan as a safe place or probably an alternative for the site of a nuclear plant. But there is no, to me, to us, there are no safe places for any nuclear plant. Because if you remember, the first nuclear plant that would have been built in the Philippines would have been in Bataan. But a lot of studies had come up and it had all came out with a conclusion that it is never safe to do a nuclear plant in any area, especially near the sea. That is the main reason, like what Secretary Sering said, the main reason for our not espousing nuclear plant, despite its being a clean source of power in terms of greenhouse gases, we are not considering it at all because of the safety reasons. We just don't know what's going to happen should there be any leakage. And I don't think we can afford to have any adverse impacts on our marine life.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Lourdes Tibig. And for that question, University of the Philippines.
Jules, I have a question.
Dr. Rosa wants to add?
Okay, Dr. Rosa? Another issue on the nuclear energy is the disposal of the nuclear waste. We have very few areas that can be, where the waste can be put in.
I think that's a problem of Japan, no? In Fukushima.
Ako as a geologist...
Round of applause. Ang gwapo ni Dr. C.P. David.
Hindi na ako magsasalita. No, being a geologist, I personally don't have a stand yet on nuclear power just yet. But my point is that there are other sources of energy that we can tap. Before we look into nuclear, there is hydropower. We are blessed with many, many sources of hydropower. Geothermal is another one. And we haven't yet explored our potential for wind and solar just yet. So I would actually... And many other sources of electricity. And to me, we should exploit all other sources first before we look into a higher technology that we might not even be prepared for just yet.
Yes, Dr. Peraza.
Yeah, I'd just like to add on. You know that the radiation effects, I'm talking from the health perspective, they're very irreversible effects on the human body. It's so hard for us to have radiation effects. And if it gets into the food, it gets into the web, no? The water, and it gets into the human system. It's so hard kasi genetic ang effects ng radiation.
Okay.
Thank you.
You are so lucky to be hearing from the best.
Yes, Secretary, we also have a question here
Can
from
we entertain one more? So,
a high school student
oh,
po.
high school. Sige.
Hi, I'm Alison Pascual from Cleo San Agustin. I would like to ask, since we have identified the Philippines for having a high risk when it comes to global changes, what are the safest places to be in the Philippines, if you would suggest? For evacuation.
That is a very good question. It depends where you live, actually. It depends where you live. Our experts, can you please, maybe our geologist can take it off from there, and then the weather, and then the forester, and then health.
Well, unfortunately, in terms of typhoon occurrences, typhoon formation and typhoon occurrences, unfortunately, the Philippines is the country all over the globe that's most exposed to typhoons. But if we look at in terms of impacts, one of the rather projected impacts of climate change that is really going to be a threat, not just to most of our communities, is sea level rise. And I'm talking about coastal communities. No one is ever safe from sea level rise if it happens at the rate that we expect them to be. So if you look at where are the safest place in terms of impacts from accelerated sea level rise, I would say it would be in inland areas. But in terms of impacts on other sectors, well, we do have to look at that very carefully, because there's hardly any area, whether in the developed world or in the developing world, that is perfectly safe from the impacts, whether actual or projected impacts, adverse impacts of climate change.
So what we're saying here is that we've seen naman how we've thrived as a community. We've seen how we've survived. We wanted to know how it can be survivable. If we are to be specific with Yolanda, most of those who were affected are actually coastal areas. And these are the areas where you now start to think, should we allow them to go back? Or if they should go back, what are the interventions in infrastructure that we think can protect them from all these hazards? At the same time, even if they insist to go back, knowing their vulnerability, because that's their choice, being a democratic country, at least when they are required to evacuate, they should listen. So this is just the whole point. If you're going to ask me, can we survive? Yes. Otherwise, I will resign because, I'll be so depressed the whole time. It really depends where you live. And we have now multi-hazard maps. And even, let's say, inland and upland, there's also issue of a landslide. I think a geologist, and rain-induced landslide can also happen. That's why there's a need for us to be informed. We cannot just let our local government leaders to just plan it by themselves without you being involved. And the reason why you're all here is that this information will have to be factored in. And we have our national panel of experts who are more than willing and very generous of their time to answer. That's right, Doc?
I think the key word here is still preparedness.
Preparedness. And later we will know a lot about preparedness by someone really a good friend of ours. And later they will explain what to do. And I think the next speakers will get this conversation going for you to know more about preparedness. So thank you very much, Pebbles.
Thank you very much, Secretary
you.
Lucille, for moderating our open discussion with the members of the National Panel of Technical Experts. Jules, ano nga ba ang ginagawa ng National Panel of Technical Experts sa kasalukuyan?
All right, Ate Pebbles and ladies and gentlemen, to share the initiatives of the National Panel of Technical Experts, may we invite Dr. Rodel Lasco of the World Agroforestry Center for this talk. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Okay. Well, good morning to all of you. Magandang umaga. It's really a pleasure on my part, to be able to share with you what we are doing in terms of the work of the technical panel of the Climate Change Commission. I guess this is the second slide, but nevertheless, let me go straight to here. We know what happened 2 weeks ago, and if you can press, please. But this is the big question. Is this climate change? That's one of the things that was discussed, being, discussed in the media, as well perhaps as to the minds of a lot of people like yourself. And this is a very science question. And you might think that the answer is simple, or you might think that I will give you an answer. No, I won't give you an answer, because the answer is more nuanced, more complex than just simply saying yes or no. It can be yes, it can be no, depending on how we reason out. And my point is that science is a very important part of responding to climate change. Let's remember that the whole climate change issue, greenhouse gases, and everything else really started with science and technology. Sino ba naka-invento ng makina, ng paggamit ng fossil fuels, and so on. So a lot of the things we enjoy came from science, and we are blessed because of science. But however, there are also negative impacts of science. At ang isa na nga dyan, yung tinatawag natin ngayon, climate change. Next, please. And so we thought of, together with the Climate Change Commission and with funding from the OML Center, we thought of starting our own Philippines Climate Change Assessment. Next, please. It is led, it's being led, and it's happening as I speak. We're doing the assessment right now. It is led by Filipino scientists who are part of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and as well, of course, as my colleagues who are sitting with me here right now. It is the first ever assessment of science comprehensively in the country. Next, please. And the main objective of this is to synthesize the available information in terms of the technical as well as the socio-economic aspects of climate change in the Philippines. So just like the IPCC, and by the way, we patterned this after the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change reports. And that assessment has been going on since the early 90s. And so there will be 3 groups. The first group, which is composed of a panel of scientists, about 10 Filipino scientists, will look at the physical science basis. Working Group 2 will look at the impacts, adaptation, and vulnerability. And finally, Working Group 3 will look at mitigation. Next, please. And to give you an idea of what's to come out, this is just 2 months ago, the IPCC released their Working Group 2 report, Working Group 1 report, the physical science basis. So here's an example of the report, and as you can see from this is the projection of the global temperature, average surface temperature in the next 100 years. So this kind is global. So what we want to do is also to synthesize available information for the Philippines. Next, please. This is the IPCC, again, 2013 report showing that the world will become wet and even wetter moving forward in the next 100 years. Next, please. And of course, shown earlier by Secretary Sering is the Pag-asa projections for the Philippines in the next 100 years. So this is the kind of data and information that will be part of the Working Group 1. Next, please. Working Group 2 is all about impacts and adaptation. And again, here's an example from the recent IPCC report, 2012, showing the exposure to tropical cyclones. And if you will note from there, the people exposed will double in Asia in the year 2030. So these are the kinds of science information. There's a lot of scientific literature out there. And so we want to synthesize, we want to see what's the latest conclusions of science in our country. Next, please. This is another example. It's not from the IPCC, but an example of rice, cultivation, irrigated rice, and how it may change in the next 50 years, or about next 40 years. By 2050, how irrigated rice yield may change. And in this data, it may decline by up to a quarter, 25% by 2050 with climate change. Next, please. But there are also adaptation techniques. We don't just wait for things to happen. We want to be proactive about it. And here's one research showing how breeding can help in terms of submergence, flood tolerance of rice varieties. As you can see, some rice varieties are still alive after the 17 days of being underwater, while some varieties are totally dead on the water, literally. So if we can develop more of those breeds that can survive flooding, then of course that will add to the food security of our country. Next, please. Next, please. And finally, Working Group 3 will look at mitigation or reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Next, please. And as you can see from here, this is the latest inventory, greenhouse gas inventory of the country. And every Filipino, all of us, emit about 2 tons of CO2 per year based on this data. And an American will probably emit 10 times more CO2 per year. Next, please. And there are many ways, again, as shown in the video earlier. We can tap wind power. Next, please. We can also plant trees. They sequester carbon. They store carbon. Next, please. And finally, my last slide is just showing a non-scientific study, but nevertheless, most of you are aware, of course, with the internet and Google. And I just type in Google metrics or Google Trends the amount of search for climate change in the web. This was last year. I did this last year. And quite interestingly, after 2007, there was really a lot of interest in climate change around the world. But most surprising of all, if you tap the next slide, please, what this very quick study showed is that the Philippines is the #1 searcher for climate change. Is that surprising, right? Or perhaps not surprising, considering that we are the ones who are most interested with climate change because of typhoons, for example. So this is in a way encouraging that a lot of Filipinos, a lot of search in the web on climate change are being done by Filipinos. No, they're looking for information. We want information because we know that climate change is real to us in this country. And so with this, let me end. I think this is the last slide. And let me thank you very much for your attention.
Hello.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rodel Lasco. And of course, it is an honor for us to be with the National Panel of Technical Experts.
All right, so now that we have learned the science of climate change, one of our climate change experts will share an online and traffic portal that is currently developing with the television network.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Dr. Carlos Primo David or Dr. CP David and Mr. Nathaniel Cruz, o mas kilala natin bilang Mang Tani, GMA News resident meteorologist.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. If there's one thing that we need to learn in the aftermath of Typhoon Yolanda is that information, even accurate information, may not be enough. 2 days before Yolanda, we actually knew of the typhoon trap. We knew how powerful it would be. We even calculated how high the storm surge would be in areas like Tacloban. But it seems that it's not enough because in the wake of Typhoon Yolanda, many of our communities were left unprepared, and therefore many casualties and damages have occurred after this. In the advent of climate change and natural hazards such as typhoons and storm surges that will happen in the near future, we need to do something. No? And I think accurate information is already there, but the problem, I think, at this point in time is that we are not communicating it properly. Proper communication, if someone told me what a storm surge is, no? If we were able to explain this way ahead of time and told Tacloban storm surge looks like this and this will be the damage, then I'm almost certain that there will be less casualties, after Typhoon Yolanda. Next slide. So information is key, but probably more important is how we communicate this information. And this is where GMA comes in. No? We are partnering with GMA in order to popularize and even mainstream disaster information. We need to put this on TV, on radio, and even online. And this is where a good friend of mine comes in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mang Tani, Chief Meteorologist of GMA 7.
Kala ko na climate change din itong Mike. Hi, good morning, everybody. Sino mga kapuso dito? Bakit parang kokonti yata? Sino mga kapuso dito? Alright, thank you. Sino ang nanonood ng 24 oras? Okay. At saka unang hirit. Masyadong maaga kanina, no? Now, bago ako magsimula sa pagbibigay ko ng weather forecast, merong intro. At ito yung lagi nyo nadidinig. I am ready. Serbisyong totoo ng GMA News. By the way, wala po tayong bagyo ngayon, ha? Kaya ako nandito sa harapan nyo. So, yung I am ready was introduced year 2010, October, pagkatapos po nung, during the first anniversary nung bagyong Ondoy. Natatandaan nyo ba yung bagyong Ondoy? Sino mga naging biktima ng bagyong Ondoy? Thank you, wala rito. Doon. Mga taga Marikina po sila? Okay. So, yun ang isang naging dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng I am ready. Dapat hindi na maulit yung nangyari kay Ondoy. Dapat hindi na rin naulit dahil pagkatapos ni Ondoy, meron pa uling 2 bagyo, but this time, hindi na sa Metro Manila. Doon na sa Mindanao. Sendong, and then, sino yung pagkatapos sa Sendong? Nakalimutan nyo na. Sino ba taga Mindanao dito? Okay, pagkatapos si Sendong, sino po yung sumunod? Pablo. And then, last November 8, meron na naman pong mapaminsalang bagyo at ito ay si Yolanda. But nonetheless, paano kung hindi nakahanda yung mga tao ron? Although sinasabi nila kulang. Pero yon ang isang number 1 difference. Yung readiness ng mga tao. Kaya ito'y napakahalaga. Ngayon, kahit saan po ako pumunta, ang tawag na sa akin ng mga bata, ayan na si Mr. I am ready. No? Yun ang ngayon, pagkatapos ko ng stint ko sa Pag-asa, ito ngayon yung dapat na lagi nating tandaan. May bagyo man o wala, may baha man o wala, may lindol man o wala, we should be, I am ready. And then, next slide please. Nasaan ba yung ating ano? Okay. Ito yung 3 M natin. Magplano, magsiguro, makibalita. Ano ibig sabihin ng 3 po na yan? Instill a proactive attitude of preparedness by giving viewers practical tips on what to do before, during, and after the rains. So, ang una nating ginawa dito, dahil after Ondoy, ang una muna nating concern, kapag bumaha, kapag umulan, ano ang dapat nating gawin? Pero, meron pang ibang hazards tayo. Hindi lamang po yung bagyo. So, we introduce other I am ready branches. Yan yung alerto sa tagulan, Fire Prevention Month, alerto sa lindol na nangyari po yan doon sa Bohol at sa ibang probinsya sa Visayas, alerto sa tagulan, and then summer, and even during Christmas season, dapat alerto rin tayo. Ano ba ang mga panganib kapag may Pasko? Of course, maliban sa amin na maraming inaanak, panganib po yun. Pero, doon sa inyo, mga bahay, kuminsan nasusunog because of faulty Christmas lights. Di ba? So, yun yung mga dahilan na hindi lamang during tagulan, hindi lamang during taglindol, dapat tayong maging I am ready. 365 days a year, we should be I am ready. And then, in 2012, ang GMA News and Public Affairs ay nakabili po ng isang sophisticated weather provider. At yung nakikita nyo po dyan, kakambal ko po yan yung nasa kaliwa. Yan po si Mang Tani nung bagong dating sa GMA. At yung pong isa, si Karen, isang consultant din doon sa GMA Weather. So itinatag po ng GMA yung bahagi ng I am ready at yung GMA Weather. Kaya kapag po nakikita nyo ngayon ako, nagbibigay ng forecast sa TV, meron na tayong graphics, meron na tayong pinipindot, At ang mahalaga rito, yung focus natin hindi lamang para sa isang malaking bahagi ng bansa. We can pinpoint weather condition sa kahit anong lugar dito sa ating bansa. So, yun yung ating ginagawa ngayon. At yun pong ating GMA Weather o yung Weather Central, interactive yun. So makikita niyo po ako ngayon, kapag nagbibigay ng forecast, marami ng graphics tayong ginagamit. And then of course, ito pong GMA Weather will be partnering with so many different government and non-governmental agencies. Hindi lamang po yung GMA Weather, kundi yung buong I am ready. No? And next slide, please. So these are the reasons why we have to come up with this program. Take steps in reducing risk, protect themselves in any kind of emergency situation, plan their routes and itineraries. So hindi lamang po para sa mga nasa bahayan, lalong-lalo na yung mga nasa karsada, and be proactive participants in disaster and risk management. Climate change means more hazards, whether it's meteorological, whether it's hydrological, or even geological. So ito po ang pinakamahalaga. We should be proactive. Hindi natin kailangang kumilos kapag nandyan na yung hazard. No? And then of course, pinakadulo po nito, yung GMA weather, it's only a part of I Am Ready. So yung pong I Am Ready is now a group, and that will be discussed further by Dr. C.P. David. Maraming salamat po.
Next slide, please. Again, just to reiterate what Mang Tani was saying, we are bringing your science subject to TV and online. We want to educate everybody in terms of the hazards that we face as a nation. This is GMA's I Am Ready. Next slide, please. And what we want to achieve, together with a lot of partnerships, hopefully together with the Climate Change Commission, is to serve everyone and guide everyone for safe and convenient living in the country. Next slide. Currently, I Am Ready is only for weather and for traffic, but this will be much more in the next few months. The principal challenge is to provide a portal, a source where you can get all the information that you need for the entire country. And we combine the entire program of GMA into what is now going to be known as the I Am Ready online portal. I hope everyone will be a partner in this. Many people will be needed in order for this to be a success. And I encourage everyone to approach any of us later on during lunchtime probably and see how we can partner with your schools, with individuals and so on in order for us to achieve a very important endeavor through the I Am Ready project. Maraming salamat po. Salamat sa inyong pakikinig.
Thank you very much, Mang Tani and Dr. C.P. David.
And now, to showcase their talent, let us all welcome the young performers of St. Michael's College of Laguna. Again, let's give it up for the St. Michael's College of Laguna.
St. Michael's College of Laguna Dance Troupe. Another big round of applause.
Muli isang masigabong palakpakan para sa St. Michael's College of Laguna Dance Troupe.
Fire, water, earth, and of course air. What a wonderful display of colors and elements.
The Greeneration Summit, a gathering for youth empowerment on climate change, is organized by the Climate Change Commission in cooperation with the Commission on Higher Education and the Department of Education with the support of the United Nations Development Program, United States Agency for International Development, GIZ Philippines, Globe Telecom, SM Cares, International Organization for Migration, and Rappler. We would also like to invite our participants to like the Greeneration Philippines Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at GreenerationPHL. Keep on tweeting and don't forget to use hashtag ActNowPH.
Also, as members of the Greeneration, we should practice what we preach by segregating our wastes at the designated disposal bins located inside the venue. While lunch is being served, you will be seeing videos from the Climate Change Commission and our partners. We are also encouraging you to visit the booths of our partners. We have the Department of Energy, Red Cross, and you can also use our iPads at the back so that you can go online and follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, and like our Facebook page. We also have the booth of USAID on low emission development strategies where you can take your photos.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima. Magtatanim ako ng puno at sisiguraduhin ko ito ay tutubo.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima. Magtitipid ako ng tubig habang naglalaba.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima. Huhugutin ko ang plug kapag hindi ginagamit.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima. Ako'y magsisegregate at magre-recycle.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima. Hindi ako magtatapo na basura sa ilog.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima. Gagamit ako ng eco bag.
Paghahandaan ko ang nagbabagong klima, hindi ako gagamit ng dilamita.
Paghahandaan namin ang nagbabagong klima. Makikilaw kami sa mga gawaing makakabuti sa ating kapaligiran.
Ang epekto ng nagbabagong klima ay kaya nating tugunan. Iba't ibang tungkulin tungo sa iisang layuning bayang handa.
ating bansa na naapektuhan ng bagyo, landslide, tsaka po yung mga iba pa po disasters na dumarating po sa ating bansa.
And it's like so unfair. Sa ibang places na hindi pa naaabot ng development, they're also affected by the same things. Which I think which leads us to the opinion na, or like sa option na, kung ano yung ginawa mo doon sa dati, wag mo nang gagawin dito.
So one of the things I've learned in the activity today is that the economic status of people determines the level of vulnerability and their adaptive capacity.
I-recycle ang mga bote na plastic at huwag magtapon ng basura kung saan-saan.
Tulungan po natin, hindi lang po yung gobyerno po natin yung kailangan kumilos, pa rin din po tayo kumilos sa gobyerno.
We represent the many youth and children of the Philippines who are exposed to increasing temperature, stronger typhoons, floods, rainfall-induced landslides. We are very concerned over the impact of climate hazards on the most vulnerable of children, the poor and the disabled, those in and out of school, those living in coastlines, those who work in the streets. We cannot be victims of climate hazards. We want to do something about it. And we want the government of the Philippines and Barbados to do something about it. Rainforest, reduce garbage, increase environmental awareness, avoid wasting food, choose safe areas for camping, find eco-friendly sources of electricity, secure safe places to live in, relevant and timely information on risk reduction management, proper implementation of environmental laws, respect the rights of children and the youth.
Yeah.
Ibagyod ang karon ng kaniadto ang kuan klima. Init karon ang panahon kaysa niadto. Ang sa una medyo mayo yung kuha niadto sa una pero karon multi ka gamay man ang pakuha sa panagat.
Servisyon talaga namin. Nagbabago talaga yung coral reef ng Port Barton. Dati matitingkad na green, unti-unting nagiging brown, tapos wala na talaga. Makikita mong namatay talaga ang corals, nasisira.
For the Eco-Town project, I really saw that they would fill the gap that San Vicente has been missing all these years. There are ways to make it more green and climate resilient para naman nakakatulong tayo, not just sa San Vicente, but sa buong Pilipinas.
Yung ecosystem po nila medyo fragile, especially sa Del Carmen. So nakikita namin na itong lugar na to ay medyo umiinit, tapos meron ng mga storm surges doon sa isang lugar na wala yung isang buong beach resort.
Ngayon, lalong umiinit na talaga. Kung umuulan naman, malakas din ang ulan. Kaya yung mga pagtatanim, yung hanap buhay sa aming barangay, nahirapan.
With the support of the Climate Change Commission, we did an Eco-Town framework of development, which means it is an economically sustainable ecosystem approach to development. Multi-sectoral yan. Meron tayo related to trade and industry, related to education, related to agriculture, tourism. We are able to formulate a program that can ensure us that we can be climate change resilient.
The catastrophic damage brought by Ondoy is a lesson that should never be forgotten. It was only the beginning of the creeping climate change, showing its potential devastating power. And Marikina witnessed the furious vengeance of nature. Today, with the goal to make the city and the whole Metro Manila become more resilient to climate change, the Climate Change Commission, together with the local government of Marikina and other government institutions, worked hand in hand in the protection and conservation of the Marikina watershed, which serves as the river basin that mitigates flooding.
Maybe we could make it more that will involve a national policy na hindi lang yung LGUs din naman mag-respond. Kasi ang apektado nito, economic talaga eh.
President of UP Saver, UP Student Association of Valuers of Energy Resources. University-wide organization kami sa UP Diliman based sa College of Engineering. Basically, main objective namin is to promote renewable energy resources and alternative energy resources. At the same time, mag-promote din kami ng conservation of energy. Actually, yung Greeneration Summit, isa yung malaking surprise na dumating sa UP Saver noon. Because first time namin maimbitahan doon, and apparently first din pala ng Greeneration Summit. So we are very blessed to be one of the pioneering organizations na bumuo ng summit, na umattend sa unang summit ng Greeneration.
Theme this year, harmonizing the voice and endeavors of our region. Maray gusto natin, this year kasi kaya energized up, kasi gusto namin na mag-live up yung youth sa challenge na baguhin or mag-shift tayo sa RE. Sa renewable energy advocacy natin.
Carbon dioxide. Anong give off niya? Oxygen. But when we cut our trees, what it absorbs, it will release.
Narinig namin kanina, parang isa siyang eye-opener sa mga kabataan, lalong-lalo na ngayon na nakakaranas yung bansa natin ng iba't ibang calamities tulad ng bagyong habagat at saka ng bagyong Pablo na.
Nag-worse na yung climate change at hindi na biro yung mga pwede niyang maging epekto sa atin. I've learned na kailangan talaga at important yung youth empowerment because according to speakers, if you want change, we should be the change.
To the far ends of earth we go. Love story must be told. We will not live in comfort.
To entertain us this afternoon, let us all welcome El Gama Penumbra.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of Pilipinas Got Talent, El Gama Penumbra.
Think they can make it a better place.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. There's a place much brighter than...
Kailangan pa atin ng mga isang masigabong palakpakan for El Gama Penumbra.
save the world? Easy, by being a Globe subscriber. Because with Globe, you're using new technologies that use far less power than before. For remote off-grid sites, that means new hybrid solutions that cut energy costs by 70%. And that's when you were just on vacation. You might not know it, but you'll be lighting more than 70,000 square meters of office space in our new LEED certified building with 100% LED bulbs, making it 20% more energy efficient. That's apart from already being 30% more water efficient. Thanks to new gray water collection systems, 70,000 square meters of less clutter, because less paper will be used, and less paper will be spent, and more smoke-free air for everyone. Charged your phone lately? You've been recycling lead-acid batteries for the past 10 years. That's over 1,411 tons of batteries, keeping our air and water clean. In 2012, 360 kilos, that's 3,850 old phones, were also recovered and salvaged for base and precious metals, saving 36 cubic meters of landfill space. You, along with 397,000 of your friends, also saved on buying paper, printing, and delivery of bills, saving 1,829 trees. You did this with a text message to enroll in paperless billing. But you didn't stop there. By simply being with Globe, you set up the country's first mobile-based savings bank in 2009, with a network of more than 2,000 partner outlets, lending over 2 billion pesos to 55 microfinance institutions. You helped create a culture of savings with 3.36 billion pesos deposited in 309,000 mobile savings accounts since 2012. So how do you save the world? Don't worry, you've already done your part. By being with Globe, you've helped us remain the only sustainable network in the country.
May we remind everyone to dispose their trashes properly. And while we are waiting for El Gama Penumbra to set
December
up, please
16,
watch
2011,
our videos.
Cagayan de Oro City. 33-year-old Jenny Rose Dagumbal and her family live in Isla de Oro, an island village located at the mouth of the Cagayan River. More than 500 families live in the village.
Katunga time, anang buntag nakabalo na ko nga na ay signal number 2 daw ang Cagayan. Pero ko nga wala namang gyapon na ana lang ko pero wala gid sa kuha kay hangin namang gud to siya, hangin-hangin and kaulan-ulan pero panaligsik lang ba.
The heavy rain continues to pour and the river reaches a critical water level.
Hindi yun, mga 7, nakatulog na akong kinamagulangan, dahil gato kong mga akong kinamunguran.
Few kilometers upstream, a massive pile of heavy and gigantic logs starts to build up as unregulated logging is rampant in the region. The water is now mixed with silts and muds from mining and quarrying along the river.
So pagka mga 8:30, gisaka na yun ang tubig, so nangahakot na lugar may mga gamit.
Ladies and gentlemen, El Gama Penumbra.
Think they can make it a better place.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place, heal the world.
Please settle down as we are about to resume with the afternoon session.
Going out in a blaze of glory. My heart is
Again, ladies and gentlemen, the performers of El Gama Penumbra.
be resuming our program in a
Ibagi
few
lang karon kani
minutes.
adto ang kuan klima. Init karon ang panahon kaysa ni adto. Ang sa una medyo mayo yung kuha ni adto sa una pero karon multi ka gamay man ang pakuha sa panagat.
Service talaga namin. Nagbabago talaga yung coral reef ng Port Barton. Dati matitingkad na green, unti-unting nagiging brown, tapos wala na talaga. Makikita mo na matay talaga ang corals, nasisira.
May we request our participants at the exhibit and booth area to go back to their seats as we are about to resume our afternoon session.
All these years, there are ways to make it more green and climate resilient para naman nakakatulong tayo, not just sa San Vicente, but sa buong Pilipinas.
Yung ecosystem po nila medyo fragile, especially sa Del Carmen. So nakikita na
Again, may we call on our participants at the booth and exhibit area to go back to their seats.
Wala naman eh.
Hindi na kasi ayun.
Tara na! No! 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 No!
Okay, good afternoon. Ayan, iniimbitahan namin yung mga nasa likod, yung mga nasa booth area and exhibit area. We are going to begin our afternoon session. And of course, kanina, nabuhayan tayo sa festive colors na present sa atin ng St. Michael's College of Laguna. Bigyan ulit natin ng masigabong palakpakan ng St. Michael's College of Laguna Dance Troupe. And, bukod doon, when we were mesmerized by different colors, but at the same time, there was a presentation of shadows, which is from
El Gamma Penumbra. Siyempre sila yung grand winner ng PGT, Pinoy Got Talent. Pilipinas Got Talent. So sila yung sobrang kakaibang talent na up until now nagagamit siyempre ng iba't ibang mga agencies, especially para makapagbigay ng ating message. And for this case, about climate change.
Okay, of course, this Greeneration Summit is organized by the Climate Change Commission in cooperation with the Commission on Higher Education and the Department of Education with the support from the United Nations Development Program, United States Agency for International Development, GIZ Philippines, Globe Telecom, SM Cares, International Organization for Migration, and Rappler.
And once again, we would like to invite our participants to like Greeneration Philippines Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at GreenerationPHL. For tweets, don't forget to use #ActNowPH.
And the event is also being live streamed. You can see it, you can tell your friends that we are being live streamed at the Climate Change Commission's website.
Alright, so let's assess the morning session.
Well, the morning session, ano bang feel nyo sa morning session kanina? Very scientific, di ba? We are very honored that we have with us the members of the National Panel of Technical Experts. Bihira lang pong mangyari na mapagsama-sama nyo po sila sa isang okasyon. That's 5 out of 13 if I'm not mistaken. So bihira lang po yun.
Ayan, kaya mapalad talaga lahat ng mga nagtanong kanina ng mga students from different colleges and high school para malinaw kung ano yung mga questions nyo about climate change.
Pero tiyak, ngayong hapon, mas marami pa tayong matututunan at mas marami pa tayong makikilala. Simulan natin sa pagkilala sa bagong mascot ng Climate Change Commission.
May clue na actually, kayo lahat may clue na kanina, di ba may nagkokokak? Narinig niyo ba yun? Okay, so this...
Kokak daw, ano? Pag saucy, curve it mo.
Okay, so this mascot will be introduced by an award-winning conceptual photographer and a National Commission on Culture and the Arts recipient of the Ani ng Dangal Awards, Mr. Nicolo Cosme.
Mr. Nicolo Cosme initiated the Project Headshot Clinic that merges profile photos online and advertising to raise awareness on various advocacies. The project is tied up with big organizations such as Globe Telecom and has been launched in other countries such as Vietnam, Macau, and Cambodia.
He has also worked on different campaigns in the Philippines, including the Red Whistle campaign, a community response to the alarming situation of HIV and AIDS.
So what you're seeing right now in your screens are the stars of the Red Whistle campaign. These are the advocates of the Red Whistle campaign. So we have Boy Abunda, Senator Miriam Santiago, and of course, Ms. Gretchen Barreto. Joining him to introduce our mascot is another internationally acclaimed visual artist, Mr. Nasser Lubay. One of his watercolor masterpieces bagged second honors in the prestigious Celeste Prize for Contemporary Arts in Berlin, Germany. His Save the Green entry was also shortlisted in the World Eco Bag Design Exhibition in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Mr. Nicolo Cosme and Mr. Nasser Lubay to present Climate Change Commission's mascot,
Kokoy the Frog.
Kumusta kayong lahat? Ako po si Kuya Nicolo. Charot. Kuya daw, di ba? Si Nasser po, sa aking tabi. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Mabuhay Secretary Lucille Sering. At salamat sa imbitasyon. At sa nakikita niyo yung mga print sa aming t-shirt ay si Kokoy. Ayan. At siya po yung aming nil-launch today. So, nung nilapitan ako ni Secretary, sabi niya, kailangan natin ng mascot or isang image that will embody yung endangered species ng mundo. ng mundo. Diba? Medyo mahirap, medyo challenging to. So, I actually worked hand in hand with the Climate Change Commission para ma-identify si Kokoy. Actually, yung unang pangalan ni Kokoy ay Percy. Kasi Percy, the first to go. Kung di niyo po naalam, yung mga palaka po na yan, na ating mga kaibigan, ay ang unang mawawala at unang maapektuhan sa climate change. Alam mo ba yun, Nasser? O today mo lang nalaman.
Sabi mo sa akin nung...
Yes, sabi ko na sa'yo sa briefing, di ba? So, ginawa po namin, we had 30 frogs lined up. So, these are frogs found in the Philippines. So, meron pong endemic frogs. So, endemic, ibig sabihin ay uniquely found in the Philippines. Tapos yung iba, hindi po endemic, ibig sabihin, siguro, bigla na lang napadpad sa Philippines. Ewan ko, mga turistang frogs, gano'n. Mga echoserang frogs, gano'n. So, out of the 30 frogs, para tong beauty pageant, ginawa naming top 10, ganyan. So from top 10, naging top 5. So ang aming criteria for the frog was charismatic, ibig sabihin cute. Diba? Lovable, ganon. Second was, kailangan endangered yung frog. And the third was endemic, ibig sabihin, like what I said, uniquely found in the Philippines. So Nasser is here. So I've been working with Nasser for almost 5 years, I think. And
graphic nun.
Oo, magaling kasi si Nasser. So nung nananalo na siya, sabi ko, baka hindi na kita maabot, Nasser? So mabuti naman at pinagbigyan tayo ni Nasser dito sa paggawa kay Kokoy. So explain mo nga, Kokoy, Nasser. Nalito daw ako, di ba? Kasi naka-green talaga siya, di ba? Mukha kang palaka.
Okay lang.
Tumalon ka nga, dali.
Actually, inspired yan sa akin.
Yun. Explain mo paano mo ginawa si Kokoy.
Ayun,
actually, nakailang revisions tayo.
It started with yung mga... Binigay niya sa akin lahat ng idea niya ni Nicolo tungkol kay Frog. And then, i-interpret ko siya in my own way. So, ang dami kong ginawang iba-ibang versions. Pero... Siya yung nagkaayos. Ang daming ulo kong ginawang...
siya yung nag-gogi.
Oo, siya yung nanalo doon. Tapos...
Just explain mo, ano yung itsura nung environment? Kasi magkaiba po itong nasa t-shirt namin dun sa... naka-project ngayon sa wall.
Yung environment ni Kokoy, ano yun eh. Parang... Kasi di ba, may ano siya, he lives in an environment na sobrang nature, ganyan. Tapos, mahilig siya sa nature din. He loves bonsai.
Sobrang nature.
Ganyan. Tapos, yung mga visual sa likod, parang like yung rainbow, parang nag-ano siya na, parang parang kulang na yung color ng rainbow, iba na yung itsura niya. Tapos yung araw, parang nag-iba na. So, ibig sabihin, parang nagkakaroon na ng deterioration. Nagbabago na yung environment na hindi maganda. So, parang si Kokoy ngayon, he's asking for
help.
Saving him.
So, sinong gusto magkaroon ng t-shirt na Kokoy? Sino? Wala akong marinig. Ano ba yun? Kumain ba kayo? Ganon. Meron akong questions ngayon. Pag nasagot nyo, magkakaroon kayo, punta kayo sa harap. Of course, paano sasagutin? Punta kayo sa harap, sagutin nyo yung tanong, tapos mananalo kayo ng t-shirt. Ilan yung pwede natin pamigyan na shirt? Hindi nila alam. 5. Sige, yung first question natin, noong dekada 90, merong isang pelikula, ang pangalan, Kokak. Sino ang gumanap ng Kokak? Punta dito sa harap! Bilis! Wala! Punta sa harap!
Hindi ko alam.
Sino? Yan. Sino?
Rachel Lubanco.
Si Rachel Lubanco. Parang, di ba ikaw si Rachel Lubanco? Mahusay. Ano pong pangalan nila?
Claudine,
Claudine. At taga saan ka po, Claudine?
San Pablo City,
Dapat, Claudine, ilan taong ka na?
32.
Para nahiya ka. Dapat, Claudine, 32, San Pablo City.
Claudine, 32, San Pablo City.
Diba? Palapakan natin si Claudine. Sige, you can claim your shirt dito sa may harap. Okay, yung susunod natin. Hanap naman tayo ng lalaki. Next. O ngayon, sinong pinakamatapang na lalaking pwedeng pumunta sa harap at ibigay ang kanilang pinakamalakas na kokak? Punta dito sa harap! Takbo! Uy, naunahan ka tuloy. O hindi, o ganito. O, relax lang, relax.
Okay.
Ganito ha. So nasir dyan ka kay Beige. Beige ba talaga?
Contest.
Napakaganda namang pangalan nito,
Contest ito.
Beige. At si JC ang nasa aking kanan. Okay. So ngayon, taga saan ka, JC?
Marikina City. Representing St. Michael's College of Laguna, Binyan!
O, di ba?
Lapit sa energy.
Kababayan ni Ara Arida, taga Laguna. O ngayon, mauna si Beige, kasi siya yung nauna dito. Pinakamalakas na kokak. 1, 2, 3.
Kokak!
Yun na ba yung pinakamalakas mo? O, meron pa. O, practice.
Mga nakatago po yun.
Ayun.
Okay.
O, si JC naman. Oh, relax lang. Guys, relax. Gutom pa kayo? Ha? Okay. JC, ready ka na ba? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Kokak! Nakakalokang kokak naman yun. Diba?
Galit na galit.
Sayang daw ang t-shirt. Sorry, I will have to give it to JC. Unang best pa lang kasi binigay na niya eh.
Sa susunod
sige,
na
dahil
lang.
mapaya tayo, bigyan na rin si Beige. O, silang dalawa. Maraming salamat.
Congratulations.
Okay. Next one. Kung sino ang makapagbibigay, babae daw, babae. Parang wala akong gala, di ba? Babae daw. Nabanggit ko ba kung ano yung scientific name ni Kokoy? Meron ba sila nito?
Hindi
Wala,
pa.
no? May ganito ba kayo? So kung meron kayo niyan, dapat alam nyo kung ano yung pangalan. Yung scientific name ni Kokoy. Takbo dito, babae. O, unahan pa. O, pag nagkamali sa pronunciation, ligwak. O, teka lang, sino na una siya? Okay. Anong pangalan?
Reyna May.
Ganda ng pangalan, Reyna May. Dapat may May din pangalan ko, Nicolo May. Ganda, di ba? Taga saan ka?
San Pablo.
San Pablo City, Laguna. So, ano ang scientific name ng pangalan ni Kokoy?
Sangirana Igorota. Sangirana Igorota.
Okay, hold mo muna yan, ha? Tapos, anong pangalan? May microphone?
Eliza Jane po.
Eliza Jane. Kita mo pa nila, di ba? Eliza Jane and, Reyna May. Ganda, parang, anyway, naingit lang ako. Kasi So, ano yung sagot mo?
Sangirana Igorota po. At galing po si Kokoy from Cordilleras Mountain Forest.
Nakakaloka, kompleto.
Kompleto.
Actually, sobra ka eh. Kasi yung tanong lang namin yung scientific name.
Paano yun?
Ano yan? Kaloka kayo ah. Sige na, nanalo kayo. Go, t-shirt.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay. Palakpakan po natin lahat na nag-participate. At maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Supportahan niyo po
Supportahan
si Kokoy.
niyo po si Kokoy. Naniniwala po
Para,
kami na pag nag-work tayo together into saving Kokoy, the frog, who's actually first to go, we're actually saving humanity also. So, find out more about Kokoy sa ating website, which is www.climate Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at mabuhay po ang Pilipinas.
Thank you rin po.
Thank you, Nicolo and Nasser. So that is Kokoy the Frog. Mas
And-
kikilalanin pa natin si Kokoy the Frog. So kailangan namin kayong lahat na tumayo. Okay?
Kahit Shesta
Everybody?
R na, kailangan magising pa rin tayo. Dahil officially,
Inat-inat muna.
meron ng mascot ang Climate Change Commission.
Na si Kokoy. At si Kokoy ay medyo active, di ba? Kilalanin natin si Kokoy. Okay. Kapag may narinig kayong salitang talon, tumalon, talon, lumukso o lukso, tatalon tayo ng 3 beses. Okay? Tatalon ng 3 beses kapag narinig natin ang mga salitang yan. Next. Ilog, tubig, ikaway ang kamay mula kanan pakaliwa. Pag nakarinig po tayo ng salitang ilog o tubig, ikakaway natin ang ating mga kamay mula kanan pakaliwa. Okay, next.
Pag narinig naman natin ang salitang insekto o lamok, ang gagawin natin ay tunog na
Okay.
mukhang
Gets mo ba?
mahirap to Yan.
At kapag narinig natin ang salitang kokoy, tayo ay papalakpak ng 3
3
beses.
beses.
Kokoy!
Dami.
Kaya po natin inaaral yan ngayon kasi meron pong magkukwento sa ating mga maliliit na bata ngayon para mas makilala po natin si Kokoy. And of course, kapag narinig natin ang salitang chichay,
Sisigaw ng yep na 3 beses.
chichay! Yep,
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 yep.
yep! Okay.
Memorize mo ba lahat? Sige, last run through.
O, isa pa daw. Kapag narinig ang salitang kalon, tumatalon,
tumatalon,
lumukso, lukso, tatalon tayo ng 3 beses. Okay.
Sample, talon. Wala namang bilang yun. Okay, next.
Ilog, tubig.
Ilog, tubig.
Okay. Insekto, lamok.
At chichay.
Kokoy.
Ayun, gets sila kahit wala.
Ay, trick pala yun. And of course, pag narinig natin ang salitang kokoy, pag narinig natin ang salitang chichay, yep, yep, yep. Okay.
Okay, so nasa na yung mga
Ready na ba ang
storytellers
ating
natin?
mga artista? Lights, camera, action. Saan sila?
Sa malayong bundok ng Cordillera, nakatira ang isang masayahin at mapaglarong palaka. Siya si Kokoy. Mahilig siyang maglaro sa gubat, mahilig siyang tumalon-talon. Kumanta-kanta habang lumulukso-lukso. Sa ibabaw ng mga natumbang puno at mga sanga. Kapag siya ay nagsawa na, lalangoy naman siya sa kalapit na ilog. Mahilig siyang sumisid at damin ang lamig ng tubig. Sa manipis at luntian niyang balat.
Tuwing umaga, nilibot ni Kokoy ang gubat upang maganap ng paborito niyang pagkain. Ang napakasarap, napakalinamnam at napakalutong na insekto. Nagdadala ng dengue, ang lamok. Madalas sila magpaliksan ng kaibigan niyang si Chichay. Kung sino ang mas madaming nakain na insekto. Mas madalas manalo si Kokoy dahil sa kanyang gilas at malakidlat na talon. Walang laban kahit ang pinakatusong lamok. Ngunit ang araw na yun ay kakaiba sa lahat.
Magandang umaga, Chichay. Magandang umaga, Kokoy. Handa ka na bang malaman kung sino sa atin ang mas maraming? Isa! Dalawa! Tatlo! Apat! Lima! Isang dosenang lamok ang nakain ni Chichay. Bago na kumain si Kokoy. Lamok, ang paborito tanghalian at hapunan ng mga batang palakang ito. Dahil sa kanilang sa pagkain ng mga insekto, tulungan nilang kalat na karamdaman habang pinapanatili ang balanse ng kalikasan sa paligsahan sa bilang na 25 kay at 20 naman para kay Kokoy. Busog na busog ako, Chichay. Ako rin, Kokoy. Ang sarap sana umiga sa bato at matulog ng busog. Pero masyadong mainit. Kung magtagal tayo, baka tayo naman ang madaing. Mabuti siguro ay lumangoy tayo sa ilog. Kokoy. Unang makarating sa pangpang ang panalo. Pinanganak si Kokoy sa parting ito ng gubat. Sa lahat ng buteteng nakatira mula sa ikatlong makinis na bato hanggang sa ikapitong bilog na bato ng pangpang. Siya ang pinakamabilis lumangoy. Si Kokoy lang din ang matapang na naglalakas loob na pumunta sa bahagi ng ilog kung saan malakas ang agos. Chichay! Napapansin mo ba, hindi lang mga bato ang umiinit, pati ang tubig. Mainit na rin minsan pa may araw nagtatampo ang tubig ng ilog. Unting-unting nabawasan hanggang tuloy ang nawawala. Oo, Kokoy. Napapansin ko nga. Napapansin ko rin mas malakas na kung umulan ngayon. Dati, tag-ulan ang pinakapaborito kong panahon. Masarap sabayan ang sayaw at kanta ng ulan. Pero ngayong dahil na rin sa lakas ng buhos ng ulan, bumibilis at parang galit na din ang ilog. Yep. Mama, ano pong problema?
Chichay! Anak ko, ang mga kapatid mo, Chichay!